Stop that.
Yeah. Oh, so I'll go to the next one.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Mana. I'm a doctor of physiotherapy, and finally, oh wait, what does this one?
Also, you're back to have a
slideshow, and then play from beginning.
From beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, so I finally got my business name. Thanks to Chris helping me with my branding. It's Ikaika Integrated Recovery and Performance, and you guys are probably wondering what the hell is Ikaika. They used to be the ancient Hawaiian warriors that protected the Hawaiian kingdom, and now the helmet is a symbol of strength, resilience, fortitude, will, so on and so forth. So that is my business. About me. No, not automatic.
Oh, sorry.
You're gonna have to be pressing. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm from Hawaii. I was born and raised on the island of Kauai. Then when I was 18, I moved to Colorado. I lived there for about 9 years, got my Bachelor's of Science in Exercise Science. And then a few years ago, I came to Australia and got my Doctor of Physiotherapy at Bond. And now, it's me and my happy family, sometimes. My background experience-wise, I was a personal trainer at Gold's Gym in Colorado for a few years. And then I kind of hit rock bottom, sort of. I had to find my bearings, moved back to Hawaii, was a physio assistant for a couple of years, and then while at Bond Uni, my first physio gig was with the AFL and rugby team. Did my first placement in New South Wales, worked at Nowra Private Hospital. All I saw was hip and knee replacements all day, every day, so really good with those. Then I came up to the Gold Coast and worked at GCUH, cardiorespiratory ward. Absolutely hated it, so if you guys know anyone with lung heart conditions, don't send them to me. Then I went to Rubina Health Precinct, worked in outpatient musculoskeletal. So post-op, overuse injuries, athletes, people, I saw, kids all the way up to elderly population over there. Then I went to the sunny coast, worked in the rehab ward there at Budrum Private. Then they shipped me off to Perth, where I worked on the acute stroke unit, and that really opened my eyes to people not realizing how unhealthy they were until it was too late. You see people like in a hospital bed and you're doing the interview and they're like, oh, I don't know what went wrong. It's like, well, you drink 2 bottles of wine a night. And then I had this other guy where his wife was like, oh, I don't know what's wrong. Like he's healthy, he goes to the gym 4 days a week. And I'm looking at the guy, I'm like, well, he's like 40, 50 kilos overweight, but let's not talk about that. So real eye-opening experience there and very fulfilling working with people right after they had this stroke. Then I came back to Queensland, worked at the Royal Brisbane and Women's in persistent pain. My first patient there had chronic orcalgia. Does anyone know what that is? That's chronic testicular pain, and if anyone knows how to fix that, let me know, because I have no idea to this day. Next, I did some time at Pindar private practice. Then I went down to Newcastle and worked with the police force there in strength and conditioning and physiotherapy for my internship. And then came back up and did another rehab ward stint at Gold Coast Private Hospital. Got a job with the Gold Coast Knights. I'm still there as my 3rd season with them. And my last job in private practice was at Fighting Fit Physiotherapy in Nerang. So that's me. My passion for physio and how I got into it was because I battled injuries myself. So that was my first knee surgery when I was 20. Then I had the left done. Then I had the left shoulder done. Then I had the right shoulder done. And then this is me. Rob and I kind of talked about this, it's like you got something injured. Well, here it's like I got one arm not working, but I got my other arm and 2 legs, so let's go. Campbell's speeding up now.
Oh, sorry.
He wants me off the stage. Yep, so that's a little bit about me. If you guys saw me in May, I had a bicep tendon rupture, so had to run my business while going through that, so I kind of know how it is to recover from surgery. So let's get to the point. My business, I guess we'll start with, when it comes to health, like everyone's looking for the magic pill, the secret, all this kind of stuff, and it's probably not only in health, it's probably in business and other things in life, right? And what Rob, I guess, taught me at his sales thing is like, what are people actually buying? It's like, well, they're buying time. They don't want to spend, they want things fixed yesterday. They don't want to take the time to put in the work to get the permanent solution to the problems. And the secret is, like, there is no magic pill. As physios, we guide you into fixing yourselves. We don't fix anyone. That's not really a thing. So it depends, like, what your injury is, when you got your injury. It depends on the tissue type. Is it a tendon? Is it a ligament? Is it a muscle? Is it a nerve? Is it the brain? They all have different healing time frames, and you got to guide treatment according to that. But you got to assess for that as well. You can't just be guessing. So is it acute? Is it chronic? An ankle sprain will take a lot shorter time to heal than someone who has chronic back pain for 20 years. Natural history of the condition. So again, you have a fracture that'll probably take 12 weeks to heal versus a frozen shoulder take 2 to 4 years to heal. So you got to take all of those into account before you want to really address what's going on. So this is how we should approach patients. This is how I try to approach patients, but a lot of the times this is what people get.
I use that place.
So a lot of time is just in and out, see you next week. This is the standard pathway of treatment, right? Come in for physio, get some temporary pain relief, the Band-Aid fix. Then once the pain is gone, you go to exercise physiology, get some higher level exercise, and then if you want, then you go into personal training, strength and conditioning. But this is what I do, I put them all together. Because at any given point, you can incorporate elements from all of these things. Like I said, I have a background in personal training. I've worked with professional athletes, done their S&C programs, and obviously I'm a physiotherapist. So my approach is controlling pain, restoring the movement, strengthening through that new movement, and then building up the capacity in the tissues and tolerance for that, for the body to be able to handle the demands and stresses of everyday life, no matter whether you're a tradie or if you're a desk worker. Then my process is a thorough subjective interview, getting to know the patient thoroughly. What is your workload like? What's your sleep schedule like? What's your stress levels like? What is your diet like? Because all that plays into what's affecting pain or dysfunction. Then an objective assessment. They say if you're not testing, you're just guessing. So here we got a dynamometer. It gives me actual numbers of how much strength output someone puts onto that thing in kilograms. Looking at movement, and then do a combination of hands-on treatment as well as exercise, depending on what the condition is and what the needs are. And then I give them a plan. All my exercises go into an app. Campbell's racing past me again.
Sorry.
You can take a picture of that. The next one.
Hey.
You guys, if you want, that's my services. 2 minutes to go. Oh, cool. Next. Hold up, camera. So my ideal patient or client, everyone's asking for this, and it's no like specific age, it's no specific condition. It's more of a mindset thing, as Agnieszka pointed out to me. So it's someone who wants a permanent result for what they're going through, not the quick fix. I've always said this, even in my personal training days, whether you're in a wheelchair or if you're a bodybuilder, everyone can give 100%. And that's the kind of people I want. And then someone who prioritizes their health. I think Rob and I had a chat a few months ago, and he was asking me, like, why do you think people start exercising but they kind of fall off? Like, is it a motivation thing or what? Like, no, it's not motivation, it's just not a priority. If it's not a priority, it's not gonna get done. So it's someone who wants to prioritize their health and well-being first. And if your health and well-being isn't a priority, you'll suffer down the line. It'll show up in other areas of your life. So you guys got 2 quotes today, because I'm a quote guy myself. So this is the motto I work by. Treat a man as he is, and he will remain as he is. Treat a man as he could be, and he will become what he should be.
Is that you? Did you say that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, it's
Can I just ask one quick question? Do you do NDIS?
yeah.
You do,
Yeah,
so you
two
register
right now.
the NDIS?
You don't have to be registered.
You don't have to?
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
If you have a listen to the expertise behind what you have said, it's just ginormous, so much, etc. And it's really good when people know about your life and what you specifically do. It's really enlightening for everybody because they can help you because they know more about you, etc. Is there any other questions on that here at the moment?
Yeah.
Yes?
What's the difference between what you do in Cairo?
Chiro is more hands-on, passive, from my knowledge, and from what I've heard, their theory is based off of the nervous system. Whereas I don't know, I can only speak for myself, right? So we take into account everything, and I think where chiros and physios like butt heads is physios, we're trained to make people, we're trained to promote self-efficacy. So promote independence in the person and not reliability on the treatment. I hear this thing all the time, like, oh, I see my guy, he's so great, I've been seeing him for years. And I'm like, well, I've been seeing him for years, then he's so great. Should be good, right?
I was just going to add to that. To me, chiros use